The U.S. women's hockey team is preparing for the biggest competition of most of their lives, the Winter Olympics. However, 10 months ago, the women on this team took perhaps the biggest stand of their careers.
Our stand was a stand together, a stand for women's sports, a stand for women's hockey, and a stand for hockey in the United States.
In March, the team essentially boycotted the World Championship, demanding equitable pay and more support by the league.
It's easy to say, you'd be up to, put your spot on the line and potentially not play for the next generation, but to actually do that and grow together through that challenge and embark on that journey together has just made us that much more stronger as a group.
A deal was struck just 3 days before the start of the World Championship Games.
I think it was educating people that this isn't an equal pay case. This is a case about equitable support. And I think one of the biggest takeaways from the boycott was people started to recognize women's hockey. People were intrigued by our World Championship. They were intrigued to see what kind of team we were, because obviously we were strong-willed off the ice, but they wanted to see how strong we were on the ice.
The team went on to prove just that, claiming gold in an overtime win against Canada. Their fight on and off the ice is a huge step forward, not just for women's hockey players, but for all current and future female professional athletes.
I think I was most impressed that it really transcended sport. And I think as an ambassador, as an Olympian, all of us are trying to leave a legacy and leave the sport better than we entered. And when that happened, it was great, because we realized we were impacting other people's lives in a positive way and sparking change and hopefully empowering people all over the world.
The U.S. women's hockey team isn't one to back down. They've dominated international competition for the past 2 decades and won a gold medal in 7 of the last 8 World Championships. Despite their elite level of play, women's hockey has been largely ignored by the mainstream sports media, similar to the U.S. women's soccer team. According to the University of Minnesota's Tucker Center for Research, women's athletics receive only about 4% of all sports media coverage.
Girls can't dream of what they can't see. And so, for little girls to be able to grow up and believe that they can be, not just an amazing athlete, but stand out in any field of work, they have to be able to see it. And so I think, whether that be on TV, YouTube, anything, you have to get it out there, you have to showcase it so that, everyone can see that it's possible.
So I usually tell people, you look at your favorite professional athlete that you see day in and day out throughout the media that gets the coverage that they deserve. We work just as hard. We're not always in the limelight, but we're not always getting paid as much as those athletes, but we work just as hard, if not harder, because we have to make ends meet at the end of the day.
However, players told me the most meaningful part of this battle wasn't about the pay. It was about the growth of the game. And although the boycott is over, their fight is only just beginning.
Honestly, it was resources and marketing for us, because we have great players, great talent. Essentially, if you're looking at it from company terms, we have a great product, but then how do we connect the product to the consumer? How do we get our games on people's TVs or our games streamed in front of people? How do we become that dinner time conversation that everyone's talking about? And really, we're only that conversation every 4 years, so how do we bridge that gap? And I think that's what I'm most excited about, is to see the way women's hockey is going to unfold, because it's not only a very exciting time in our sport specifically, but just when we're on the world stage as women in sport, it's a great time to be a female.
Reporting from Wesley Chapel, Olivia Stacy for Heavy.com.